I'm Ellen at Meissner's Sewing and Vacuum Centers, where we carry the Quilt cutting product. And Quilt is sponsoring a contest where participants are going to create an original block design. And I'm here to share my top 5 tips for doing that with you today. Okay, my first tip to share with you today is to use a design board while creating your original quilt block. Now, if you already have a whole design wall, that's going to work great for you too. But if you'd like to make a design board like this one, you just need some white foam core board available at any craft store and some 100% cotton batting. You're going to wrap the board with the batting. In this case, I've taped it to the back. Super simple, but the 100% cotton batting ensures that our cotton quilting fabric will adhere to this and be repositionable. And if you want to buy one, you can make a cute little one like this from Bee in My Bonnet. Tip number 2 for you, because we are creating a quilt block, not just making one, is surround yourself with inspiration. For me, that meant picking fabrics that I love. I enjoy working with them, and the process is going to be so much more fun. So I hope you'll choose to work with fabrics that inspire you too. Now, you might find that designing an original quilt block is kind of a scary adventure. After all, there are dozens of books out there with hundreds of quilt blocks in them already designed for you. And if you go on the internet, there's even more. So it might be hard to know where to start with the process. For me, I like to start with selecting one of those tried and true quilt blocks and modifying it from there. So I've started with what's called an uneven 9 patch. This pattern came right out of my Quilt cube with the 8 dies accompanying with it and tells me exactly which number die to use to cut my block. So that's exactly what I've done here. I love my fabrics, I love this block, but it's not original yet. So we're going to actually modify the block. To get the design process rolling, I've decided, completely arbitrary decision, but I've decided to replace my squares, a standard quilt block shape, with what's called half square triangles here. See how great this holds all my fabrics in place and I can reposition them? Now you can see I've changed the quilt block. It doesn't look the way it did before, but I'm far from having an original quilt block design. So I need to continue on down this path. And in order to do that, I have to learn to turn up the volume on my inner critic. I'm going to look at this and see what my head says, what my gut says, what I like, what I don't like, and eventually my brain's gonna say, what if I change something else? The important thing in design is that you answer that question. What if I do change something else? I can change the center. I have no preconceived idea about how that's gonna work, but I can sure do it because I can ask the question all day until I actually put it up on the design wall. I don't know what the answer is. So now I've changed out one more component of my quilt block and it's starting to look very different. I'm going to continue on down this path, and every time I get the urge to change something before I do it, I'm going to take a picture with my phone, my camera, and document that. That way I can always return if for some reason I take a bad turn in the design process. I can get back to where I started from. So I'm looking forward to the journey ahead and creating my own original design block, and I hope you'll do the same and join the Quilt cutting contest for an original design block.